What's up, guys? Davis here, and I want to run something by you real quick. Who is and who could be the fighter of 2021 in the UFC? The year's coming to an end, and like baseball and football and basketball, we don't have an MVP. We don't have a most valuable fighter. We have a fighter of the year in the UFC. So with that being said, and matchups being made in 2022, like our guy Phil Rowe, Bump Box Orlando, big shout out. So matchups are being made in 2022, and I thought about, wow, we're getting to the end of 2021. And I looked through, and to me, there's only two options of who this could be. And they both have a fight coming up later the year. And even if they both win, I still have one winning a little bit with a wider margin than the other. So here are my two choices, and it has to be one of these two of the fighter of 2021. Let's go. That's first and foremost the Diamond, Dustin Poirier. Guys, he started the year in January, going over there to Fight Island, and he defeated Conor McGregor in the rematch. The underdog with a TKO second round knockout, and Dustin was on his way, we all thought, to a title match in the lightweight division. But no. Dustin goes, I'd rather take the trilogy. I'd rather take the money fight and set up my family for long term. And we saw that in July. But in July, we thought we saw the old Conor back. We thought we saw that mean streak spirited Conor McGregor back. But it was not to be. Dustin the Diamond Poirier defeats him round one. We know it was a weary ending with the ankle and the injury that happened to Conor McGregor. But if you watch that fight back, Conor McGregor was being dominated by Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier was maybe even a 10-8 round. We all know. We've seen Dustin fight Hooker and Gaethje and Alvarez in rounds 3, 4, and 5. And that's why he's called the Diamond. When pressure gets put on him, he shines brighter than ever. And Conor McGregor, let's just be honest, let's just say his best work isn't done in the later rounds and championship rounds. Conor's best work is usually done in the first. So now Dustin with the year of 2021 with two humongous victories, two money fight victories over Conor McGregor. But he's not stopping then. In November, he fights for the UFC Lightweight Championship against Charles Oliveira. Charles is on a 9-fight win streak in the toughest division, the UFC. Maybe the most glamorous division. Maybe the most decorated division the UFC has to offer. Diamond, if he gets the job done against Charles Oliveira and goes 3-0 in 2021 with wins over Conor, and now Charles, that would be one for the ages. It would be hard to argue that he, Dustin the Diamond Poirier, is not the fighter of 2021. So who could beat him? Who, if they get one more win in this calendar year, could go down as the fighter of 2021? And it's pretty easy. And I think if you guys are watching this, you know. It's the Nigerian Nightmare, Kamaru Usman. Usman won back in February against Gilbert Burns, retaining his welterweight championship. And back then, that was during the Apex days with no crowd. And the fight was a tough fight for him, not even strategic and technique-wise, which his jab was beautiful in that fight. I think that's what won him that fight in the third round TKO. But just to fight his friend, a training partner, someone that he went to war with, someone that helped him live out his dreams, you could tell was mentally anguishing him all week, and still maybe to this day. Usman gets the job done in February. And then Dana White goes, pandemic, no more. We want asses in seats. Every 12 inches, we want to sell out crowds. And who does the UFC call? What door do they knock on? They knock on Usman's door. Just 2 months after he retained his title in February, in April, he fights maybe one of his biggest rivals ever, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal. They fought a year ago back in Fight Island, when Masvidal had 5 days notice to make weight, championship weight, and did it. Usman won via unanimous decision, but a ton of people were I don't want to say upset, but a ton of people thought he should have finished Masvidal. And in April, he took that opportunity. In April was one of the most spectacular finishes in UFC welterweight history with a second round knockout to Gamebred. Now Usman could rest on his morals and really end 2021 with two great victories earlier in the year, but he goes, no. Madison Square Garden, we are back in November, and he goes against probably his biggest rival to date, Colby Covington. Usman and Covington has fought 2 years ago in one of the greatest welterweight fights in the history of the UFC. A 5-round war where Usman broke Covington's jaw in the 5th to win TKO. A lot of people had that fight 2-2 going into the fifth. It was a razor sharp war, a stand-up war. Now, if he gets the job done in November, if Usman can beat Covington again and relap the welterweight division, not even go down in history, it would be one of the best years in the UFC's history. Not even welterweights, all weights. To defeat, you can argue, the three toughest guys in the division. The three rivalries, just the mental aptitude of Gilbert Burns, Jorge Gamebred Masvidal, and Colby Covington. If Usman gets the job done, I think it's unquestionably the greatest welterweight year